been a big week for C.J. Ham because he scored a touchdown, which is the biggest deal. And as we're walking here, C.J., you saw you were on the victory wall. So that was a big deal. And now you're on the Minnesota Vikings podcast.
Man, it's a
Trifecta.
trifecta, yeah. It's a good week.
It is a good week, man. But most importantly, the Vikings won. We got a division win in a game that you scored a touchdown in, and you probably led the way for some other touchdowns. You got to feel good about how the offense looks this season, but particularly the last 3 games.
Yeah, definitely. In these last 3 games, we have definitely, found who we are as as an offense, and we've just been going out there executing our plays.
I want to see how you answer this question because Kevin Stefanski, offensive coordinator, answered a similar question in a certain way. You said we're finding who we are. So how would you define that? Who is the Vikings offense?
I mean, we've always known that we're going to be a physical team, and we're going to, obviously run the ball and get big. We've shown that in every single game, and I think these last 3 games we just really stuck to that, and we've had success. Yeah.
Kevin talked about when they get together in the meeting room, early on in the week to get ready for an opponent, it's how do we go 1-0 this week? And how we do that as an offense varies based on who we're playing.
Yep.
Do you kind of agree with that, where it's like some weeks it's like, power football, run the ball a bunch. Other weeks it's, spread them out and be multiple. Do you see it that way too, where you, as an offense, you kind of got to be able to do it a few different ways?
Yeah, 100%. You definitely do have to. Every defense is different. They're going to give you different things. They're going to line up in different ways. And as an offense, you got to find the best way to beat them.
Yeah.
And it really seems this season that we've been able to really stick to our roots and just be physical.
What is it about Kirk Cousins in the play action that makes him actually perfect when he's so there's something about the routine or the rhythm of the play action that he just throws a dart down the field pretty much every time, especially in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that Kirk has been very good in play action in years past, and the way we've been running the ball this season has definitely helped that. And his footwork, all the mechanics when it comes down to executing the play action, he does it very well.
Yeah. When that play is called in the huddle, the play you scored a touchdown on, do you know that ball's coming to you, or do you just know it's a possibility? And so what goes through your mind on that play or a play like that when you know you're running a route as opposed to another play where you're running, you're going to be blocking somebody?
Yeah, coaches always say you just expect the ball in every single play.
Okay.
Whenever you're running the route, whenever you're out there on the field, expect the ball. On that play specifically, I know there's a good chance the ball might come to me, and just gotta do my job the best I can. And I was fortunate enough to be open on that play.
Yeah. Did you catch a bunch of passes in college?
I did. I caught a lot of balls in college.
Yeah, and on different types of routes or similar routes that you're running now?
More so catching screens and checkdowns and stuff like that.
It's a very familiar thing for you then. It's not just you're a fullback and once in a while you get the ball thrown to you. This is something that you're used to doing and you're comfortable doing it.
For sure. I mean, like I said, I caught a lot of passes in college, and when I get put in those situations, obviously there's going to be some times where you might drop the ball and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's just when I'm put in those situations again, I kind of go back to those days, and it's exciting to have that opportunity.
Speaking of college, you're going back there, I understand.
Yeah, I am going back this weekend.
Tell us what's happening.
Oh man.
Don't be embarrassed. Come on, tell us what's happening.
Man.
They're celebrating you.
Yeah. They're having a little celebrating me, I guess, and my class of 2015. We're the last class to go to the playoffs, and get to go out there and do the coin flip and say something at halftime.
My mom went to Augustana.
Did she?
She did.
You bet.
Yeah.
You bet. Augie doggy. Huh?
She was a Viking. She was a Viking. You guys were the Vikings.
You bet. Once a Viking, always a Viking.
That's right.
Say, right.
So that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah, it will be. It'll be a good time.
What's it like to just stick around the Minnesota Vikings? Obviously, you tried out here and you just stuck ever since. You were supposed to be a running back at the time, and then you found this little niche at fullback, and you haven't looked back. It's been amazing, the career you've had so far.
It's truly been a blessing, to be able to share this experience with my family, with them being 2 hours away, my wife's family's being about 3 hours away. So just be able to share this experience with them and be close to home, and it's just really special. Obviously I grew up watching the Vikings, and it's still surreal that I'm here.
Did you ever imagine that you would have this kind of career with the Vikings when you first suited up for practice that day when you were trying out for the team?
Really just I never really looked that far ahead. It was more so just
day by
day, go out there and work, go out there and prove it, and make sure you're not giving them a reason to not keep you here.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it like when you made the team? Like, what was your initial feeling? Did you get told? Did you not get told? Because some guys have stories where they're just like, no one ever told me to leave, so I just never left. And some of those stories are amazing to me. So can you share a little bit about what that day was like?
It was so you're talking about when I made the practice squad or made the 53?
When you made the 53.
Yeah. So it was the fourth preseason game, and all the starters were taking off their pads, and I remember Coach came over and told me that I can take my pads off too, and that was a special moment. I remember it just like it was yesterday, and I mean, obviously, I still, even though I felt that right there, it was still like, all right, can't believe anything until 3:00 tomorrow. That's when the deadline goes, and I know the NFL is crazy, stuff happens like that. But it was pretty cool to experience that.
Well, now you're catching touchdowns and spiking the ball in the Detroit Lions end zone, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sure is, man.
And he's on the victory wall with caption underneath his photo and the whole thing. You hate it because you're embarrassed. You don't like being celebrated. You're gonna have a hard time at Augustana on Saturday. As much fun as you're gonna have. I
definitely am. I definitely wanted it to not be centered around. Around me.
I know, but you're worthy of it being centered around you.
It's never centered around you. You're blocking for Dalvin Cook. He's making all the headlines, and then one touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you guys. I mean, I scored one touchdown, and you bring me in here.
We brought you in here, yeah. I mean, we're guilty of it, too.
I'm just trying to chill.
Everyone's trying to show you love right now.
We're not letting you chill. There's no chilling this week. A short week getting ready for a game on Thursday, man. That's tough. Not just this week, but in any week. What is it? When do you first dig into the opponent and start studying your opponent? I'm sure you got to let the game digest at some point, the previous game, and just relax and chill, like you said. But when do you get going on the next opponent?
Yeah, so we come in on Mondays and we watch the film of the game we just played, obviously, and then by Tuesdays our off day. But that's the day that the coaches put in all the stuff in our playbooks to prepare for the next week, and that's when I dive in. That's when I dive in and I watch all the base personnel, like with the fullback, with the fullback in the game, and you start watching some of those clips.
Yeah. What do you think about the Redskins?
They're a talented group.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 1-6 right now, I believe, right?
As a team, yeah.
As a team, they're 1-6, but their defense is definitely talented. They got some first round picks up there.
A lot of Alabama players.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Alabama players who are first round picks. So they definitely have the talent on that side of the ball.
I mean, they didn't give up a touchdown last week.
Yeah,
right. To a good team,
an undefeated team.
To an undefeated team. There's reason not to sleep on them. Now, did you watch? I'm sure you've watched film of that game. That was crazy, the field they were playing on.
They were playing in a pool, man. That was crazy.
They're not going to be like that on Thursday night,
no.
I don't think.
No, I sure hope not.
No, I don't. It shouldn't be. If there is, we got some serious problems. It's going to be a primetime game at home. You guys are going to have the primetime purple uniforms on, right? So that there's going to be, it's the only game on TV. We were talking about this earlier. It's going to have a different vibe, right, in the building that night. And I'm sure you guys are looking forward to playing in front of the fans. They're going to be juiced up and ready to go. Their team's on a 3-game winning streak, and it's a home game in prime time. The building's going to be fun.
It really is. I know I'm a little biased, but I feel like we do have the best fans and the best stadium in the whole NFL. So I already know in a prime time Thursday night game, we're wearing our color rush jerseys, which everybody loves. It's going to be rocking in there.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate your time.
I appreciate it, man.
Rest and recover. Get ready for this game. Good luck Thursday, all right?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, man.